Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to wholesale a real estate deal using an assignment of contract. It is the simplest method for beginners to use so that they can get paid without ever actually buying the property. And by the end of this video, you will understand what an assignment of contract is, how to put a seller under contract, how to find a buyer, and how your assignment fee gets paid, and what are all the mistakes that you should watch out for. This video is recorded exclusively for realestatebees.com, and my name is David Olds. I've been a wholesaler, flipper, landlord, and investor for more than 20 years, and I've been involved with thousands of investor-focused closings all across the country through my company, and I'm based here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's a beautiful area. Let's get into it. So, most beginners think that wholesaling means double closing. It does not. 90% of wholesale deals are actually assignments. And here's the simplest way to understand that. An assignment is when you take the contract you have with the seller and then you sell your right to an end buyer, right? You're selling your right in that contract to an investor, the end buyer, for a fee. You're not buying the property. You're not taking title. You're selling your position in the deal. We're not literally selling a property. We're selling the deal. Always remember that. So think about it like selling a concert ticket. You're not selling the concert. You're just selling the right to enter, right? You're selling your position in that line. Same thing here. That's a great way to think about it. Okay, so you're going to have a couple of pieces of paper, and your first paper, right, is the contract with the seller. And this is just a standard purchase and sales agreement. You're going to agree on a price and a closing date, maybe an inspection period and some earnest money, but you're going to make sure, right, that the contract allows for assignments. Most investor contracts, they already do this. This is the contract you will eventually assign to your end buyer, right? So now that you have a contract with your seller and you've got it at the right price, next, you're going to go out and find an investor, usually a cash buyer, a landlord, or a flipper, somebody who wants that deal and they can still buy it at a discount. And they are going to agree to buy that property at a higher price than you did. That difference, that's your profit, right? So let's say you have it under contract for $100,000, right? And your end buyer agrees to pay you $115,000. Well, in an assignment of contract transaction, that $15,000 difference, that spread, that's your assignment fee. Okay, this is the part where new wholesalers sometimes get confused, so let me make it simple. The assignment agreement is usually a very simple one-page contract that says a couple of different things. One, here's the contract that I've got with the seller. The second thing is I'm going to assign or transfer my rights in that contract to you, the end buyer. And the last thing, you are agreeing to pay me an assignment fee, which is just the difference between the two contracts. That's it. And then you're going to step out of the deal and your buyer is stepping in. You're not selling real estate. You are selling paperwork, right? That's a very important distinction. Here's everything you need to send to your title company. You're going to send them three things. You're going to send them the contract with the seller, right? Your assignment agreement with your end buyer, and the buyer's information, right? The title company will take it from there, or you can have a transaction coordinator do all of this for you if it starts to get into a complicated deal. They will handle all of the coordination and the closing paperwork. And here's what happens on closing day. And this is much simpler than people think, right? I was so shocked the first time I did it. Your buyer's going to bring the money. Your buyer signs all of the closing documents, and then your seller, they're going to sign their documents. The title company is going to prepare all of the paperwork, and your assignment fee is paid directly to you on that closing statement. You never buy the property. You're not going to take ownership, and you're not in the chain of title. It's one closing, one set of paperwork, one clean process. Let me save you from one of the biggest beginner mistakes. Mistake number one is using a title company that does not understand wholesaling, right? You have to pick an investor-friendly office, right? So that they know what we do as investors. The second thing, right, is trying to assign a contract to a buyer who's going to use bank financing. Regions, Bank of America, their local credit union. Most banks will not allow an assignment. Like when I say most, 99%, right? So you want to stick with a cash buyer, hard money buyer, somebody who's using private money, something like that, where they're not using conventional financing. And the last mistake is not collecting earnest money from your buyer. This is how you know they're serious and that they are locked into that deal. And that EMD should always be non-refundable unless you can't get clear title. Unless there's a problem with the actual transfer, you want to make sure that they do not get their money back. This is how you know that they are in this deal. And listen, do not get nervous about your fee. right? If the deal is good, experienced buyers, they don't care. They just know that they are buying it at a price that's going to be good for them to make money. So oftentimes they don't necessarily care what you make. Stay professional and stay confident. So that's exactly how an assignment of contract works and how you wholesale the deal the right way without using your own money or having to take ownership. And once you understand this, right, you can repeat it over and over and over again as many times as you want. So go out there, find some deals, help some sellers, get some deals to these buyers. Thank you so much for watching. This video was recorded exclusively for our friends over at Real Estate Bees. I'm David Olds, and I will see you at the closing table.